Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We will find out who goes on to the finals to play against mutants. Will it be fighting their way through the lower bracket? It's a rematch! We just had this match recently. It is SOLARISHFC. SOLARISHFC. Losing to this team Nightmare in their previous round to be sent down to the lower brackets, but Nightmare losing to mutants. It is time for Solar's chance at revenge, or Nightmare's chance, to secure their pathway into those grand finals where they get a second shot at mutants. Looking at these bans, Star-Lord finally getting banned in a lot of these games. People really seem to want that gone now. Just such a strong character. Hela also getting removed. Ban is secured. And these are very predictable bans. Second, that Hulk is being saved by Nightmare. We're seeing the Iron Man getting removed. Amazing. After their match with mutants, going to be jumping directly back onto this magic. Solar, they're going to be looking at that Wolverine. It helped them get a couple points versus Nightmare in their previous matchup. So bringing that in, going to be getting that little bit of extra dive potential. Dosui on the Namor. They very much seem to enjoy it. This match is a best of 7. We could have 7 games here. First to 4 wins will make it through. Let's introduce our teams. We have Mace playing the Magneto. Dosui will once again be playing the Namor. Beza will be busting out the Mantis. Pizza Demon will be on the Lunar Snow. Gale bringing us the Wolverine with that little rocket shield. You can see that there was an attempt by Pizza Demon to do the rocket strat where you give everyone a tiny little buff at the start. And also he has a jetpack currently. And Goo will be playing the Groot. They are SOLARISHFC. And on the attack, it is going to be Nightmare with Hogs playing that symbiote Venom. Karova on the Adam Warlock. Gasklin will be playing Magneto. Amazing playing the Magic. Adamori will be on the Mantis. And Super Gomez is on that Psylocke. They also have quite a few shields spread out by Adamori. Starting with the Rocket, giving the team that little bit of extra shielding. Gale spotted by Super Gomez. Going to be picked away. Forced to back out. Super Gomez, hyper aggressive, taking out Goo at the start here. And begin pushing their way forward. Mace currently absorbing a lot of the hits here, forced to back out a little bit. Gale pressuring onto Amazing, but that's still going to be Mace barely standing right now, waiting for the healing, which they will finally get. Able to hold through it. Hogs wrapping around from the side with the frenzied descent. Diving deep, trapped by the Grooble, tries to climb him, against blocked, finally able to escape. Gotta get real close there. Fate of both worlds coming out from Pizza Demon as they are trying to counter push, but they've already lost 2 members, as have Nightmare though. Gaskin and Karova down, but Karova able to use that cocoon to return to the battle. Hogs forced onto the point by the dive coming out from Gale, forcing them back. Trying to get the counter, sedated. Blasting down, Meteor M coming out, but avoided. Mace goes down. Dosui coming from the further back spawn point as that cart has made good distance here. Almost all the way. It does make it to the tier 2. Dosui tried to stop it with the Ocean's Blessing, but will be forced back to the spawn. Gasklin. Meteor M is available, so they begin to push up. Super Gomez is picking up all the KOs on those backline members. Able to grab both the strategists there. Super Gomez. While we do talk a lot about Amazing because they play some of the flashier heroes like Iron Man, like that Magic, Super Gomez is one of the best players, full stop. Consistent, effective, always going to be topping the damage or getting close to topping the damage because they know where to be, they know how to deal damage, and they know how to get out after they've done it. Super Gomez, definitely in contention for MVP of the season, and I do not feel bad about saying that. They're going to be making their way forward for now. A little bit of pressure onto Mace. Lots of damage being dealt. Gale trying to get away, trying to take Gasklin into danger. Right, amazing with the Dark Child, but already picked off. But Kurova does have that Karmic Revival if they can get close enough. But no, they're going to get knocked down by Gale on that Wolverine, forcing Right, amazing to take the full spawn point. Does the Butterfly expiring, as does the Soul Rejuvenation. Kurova keeping the shots going and just showing why the Adam Warlock can really top out some damage output. Doing a great job here. Pressuring, trying to find that Wolverine. Wolverine sails past. Sail! Diving into the air. Getting focused down by Magic, though. Kurova takes it a high ground, trying to make it harder for them to hit. We'll be able to stay up as Tier 3 is made it by Nightmare. Solar. Are they going to adjust their picks in any way? Goo has moved us over to a Doctor Strange here. 32% charge with that. We'll see if that's able to get them into a more advantageous position. Already taking a little bit of damage. Sees the flank. Able to force them back. Goo was on the Groot earlier. Forced to back out a little bit. Couple shots into the choke point. Making their way forward. Nice Maelstrom there. Meteor M coming forward. It's sent into the back line where it does take out Dosui. And Mace gets Aramori as well. They trade Meteor M's back and forth there. Goo getting chased down though. Outnumbered. Will get taken down. Ryan Amazing gets stunned out in the fight. But it's still here. Getting dove. The fate of both worlds, keeping the team topped up, but no one is contesting Right Amazing. They're still healthy as they continue to pressure forward, keeping them fighting off the point so that card can creep closer and closer to victory. Two people make it up to the point. Magneto is back. Dark Child to try and finish this out. They dive in deep, taking out Pizza Demon. Looking for Mace. Mace is down as well. That is going to be Goo. Gale is down. And is there anyone on the front to hold this with 1 meter left to go? A sneaky attempt trying to buy time from Dosui with the Dance of the Butterfly, but that removes them from the board. Means they are not contesting the point. And Nightmare, with 2 minutes 51 left, take the 3 points. Solar now on the attack. This is their chance for a comeback here. Do we see any changes? Nightmare seem to be sticking with the exact same strategy. It's worked last time against this team. It worked last game against this team. They're going to be sticking with it. Looks like Solar going to be sticking pretty similar as well. Mantis, Luna Snow, classic healer combo. Nothing too out of the ordinary for this team. Nightmare going to be into the defensive position. They seem comfortable. They seem like they have found a composition that they are comfortable and it works. Aramori, you can see everyone's coming, a couple people, Amazing, Hogs, all coming out. Gasklin even, Super Gomez. Basically everyone except Kurova and Aramori coming out with a shield here. Really maximizing that rocket value with the BRB beacon. BRB beacon? Did I just do a chai tea from Into the Spider-Verse? Whoopsie poopsie. Alrighty. Defense positions already being taken. Aramori getting those damage buffs onto their team, keeping them topped up, keeping them healed as they poke away. Gale from the side though, and that was very, very bouncy. Aramori sedated and cocooned immediately. Taken out so fast here. As Gale continues to pile on the pressure, gets Gasklin as well. Wolverine. Absolutely crazy. Remember like 2 weeks ago where people were like, yeah, Wolverine seems a little risky, doesn't seem that strong. Okay, cool. Kurova getting picked up as well as Gale continues. This is why you shouldn't always believe everything that like streamers and like Reddit and all that tell you sometimes, where people are like, oh, this character's so weak, I don't know if you pick him. Try it. Figure it out yourself. Maybe you'll be the person who figures out the character is good. Maybe you're the one who'll find the secrets. As another pick up there. Gale finally goes down as Super Gomez grabs a double KO.
What a difference.
Healing up, damage boost. Couple shots down range, adding a little bit of harassment. A psionic crossbow. Name of Psylocke's autos there. Trying to ping out some aquatic dominions as well, remove them from play. As we're seeing Goo flying around the map, trying to cause some chaos. Super Gomez is in there, really wants to try and take out that Namor, but Dosui already out of action. The high ground will be held by Nightmare here. Solar trying to find the right angle. Mace is frontlining right now, but Super Gomez is relentless and no one can really contest them because they've got the right angle on this roof here, where in order to be able to hit them, you either need to get onto the roof or wrap all the way around past the front line, and that's going to be so difficult. Pizza Demon healing the team. Gale down, only just respawning. Meteor M coming out from Mace. Trying to find someone, get some damage. Pizza Demon takes out Hogs, but there's a Karmic Revival. Hogs already back in play. Now, is there any follow-up? Karmic Revival about to expire. They get one revive out of it, but one revive is still Venom. Very hard to pick off there. Dropping low, Mace taken out, and that is the front line. Super Gomez will be picked off in response, though, as Ryan Mazing, trying to burn through this front line, takes out Namor. Looking onto that back line, getting popped off by the Venom, but is able to stay in this fight. 120 with the shield diving onto the map. He'll get the healing for the rest of their team, as well as Hogs takes out Gale. Portal coming out, very high in the air. Mace joins the team, but in comes Ryan Mazing, looking to eliminate them from this defense right off the bat. They've got 52 seconds left to hold. Darkchild coming out, diving deep, wants to get onto it, picks off Mazer, which means that there's a lot of healing going to be removed from the fight. Is diving deep, back and forth to the side, evading the shots of Pizza Demon so they can try and get the pickup. Darkchild expires, but there's still another target nearby. Pizza Demon is down, but Ryan Mazing does get taken out. Dosui, though, can they survive as they are also getting dropped quite low? Has to use the Ocean's Blessing. He will stay upright in this fight. They've got that extra little frozen spawn to try and get that extra damage output. Looking for their best angle to try and just focus down somebody. The Venoms are dueling in the air with Ryan Mazing up there in position to help out. Good damage. Gets to pick up onto Kurova, who does not appear to have Cocoon at the ready. Dosui in position, looks to Horn, holds onto it. They're winning this fight, going to be patient with it. They're holding it for now. High ground. Psylocke, going to be 1v1ing basically, takes out Gale, who is back on Hawkeye. Good to see him again. Hawkeye and Wolverine, what a duo of characters that you've got to pick there. Horn of Proteus comes out, hits no one. Revive coming out from Kurova, brings back Super Gomez. Goo looking for the right angle to try and dive back in. Hogs also revived. Meteor M coming in from Gasklin. Not able to find anyone, but Ryan Mazing takes out Mace. Gale takes out Super Gomez and Hogs, but that is gonna be it. As the overtime expires and Nightmare are able to secure map number 1. Solid performance. Super Gomez, we talked about it, well-deserved MVP. Well-deserved. They are consistent, definitely in the running for MVP of the season. Consistent, valuable, huge DPS numbers, 20k there, the most by a lot. Nicely done. Top healing output came from Pizza Demon, 26k. Gale was also able to do a little bit of healing, 635. A little bit more than none. And damage blocked. That title is going to be going over. Not too surprising here to Mace. Eating just so much damage for their team. They were always on the cart. always trying to make space, always trying to at least keep the pressure on and keep the enemy attacking where they wanted them. Didn't always work, but they did their duty. Salutes to Mace as we prepare for map number 2. See you all in a moment. And we're back in. Nightmare 1-0 up in this best of 7. I don't think we're going to see the 5-man Iron Fist strategy, but I appreciate the creativity. Solar now on the right, Nightmare on the left. Solar with the first ban, continuing to take out that Star-Lord. Hela also removed by Nightmare. Bruce Banner. We're in a very predictable ban rotation, at least when Nightmare's involved. This is really where the flexibility seems to come in. What do Solar lock? Because everything else is kind of predictable up to this point. And after this point as well. We'll likely see them lock in like a Groot or someone like that, or a Lunar Snow, or potentially the Doctor Strange. They lock in Loki. Now, if you watch the last series, this did kind of undo Nightmare a little. Very interesting. There's going to be the no surprise. Going to be the Iron Man ban. And Lunar Snow is going to be banned out. Very smart, Nightmare. They're picking the more a lot. Shut down that bonus damage with the extra Frozen Spawn. Groot, Hawkeye. Going to be locking in a Moon Knight. Bazia looking for that Loki. And Pizza Demon going to be looking at Cloak and Dagger. Now that's interesting. As we saw in the last game, the Loki clone basically exclusively copied the Fate of Both Worlds from the Lunar Snow. With no Lunar Snow in play, who will Bazia be aiming that steel at? They of course have potential double Eye of Agamotto. They've got some options here. Super Gomez sticking with the Psylocke, Aramori, BRB, giving everyone the extra armors, the extra protections. And then we'll swap onto the Mantis for the actual fight. Kurova really seems to like this Adam Warlock. We've been seeing it even getting banned in some cases because it freaking works. Hogs also seeming to be on their favorite. We definitely see some comfort picks from the side of Nightmare. They have their favorites. Solar, they're going to give it a go. They've got this Loki. They've got the Gale on the Hawkeye. What can they make happen with this?
Yeah, I remember this place. I bet they remember me, too.
Portal coming out, sending Nightmare into the more forward position. They take up position as they brought a Doctor Strange. Solar did not. They brought the Magneto. Super Gomez on the flank, already half health, but healed up. Taking out the clones on the back line. Sees the Hawkeye immediately dashing out to safety. Still going to rejoin the fight, though. This is their team doing DPS, doing damage. Gale takes out Hogs. Hogs got Goo, and Gale gets amazing as well. Gale is popping off at the start of this fight. Looks for another. And lands it. Absolutely gorgeous. Getting Super Gomez as well. And Kurova. Gale. What happened, buddy? Are you okay? Is everything okay at home? You seem angry. Taking the shots. Showing exactly why Hawkeye is banned in a lot of the more quick match or like lower level competitive games. And bringing it all the way into the top level of play and absolutely deleting nerds. Wrap around, amazing. What is a wrap on the point? There comes the Feast of the Abyss trying to dive in there.
Just what the doctor ordered.
But Gale, calm, collective, already retreated. Amazing wants none of it though. You want to stand back there and shoot arrows? I will dive you so hard, and I have a very big sword. Giving the healing. Dive from Hogs once again. Goo has been taken out. Gale getting focused. All angles. There's the Psylocke. There's the magic. There's the Venom. They're constantly trying to get onto Gale, but the team is wrapped around them, keeping them protected. Look at the shots there. Getting even more headshots. Finally going to be taken out, though. Super Gomez picking off Loki clones, doing damage, trying to get onto Mace to get the finish. What's the copy going to be coming in from Beza? It's going to be the Cloak and Dagger, getting the extra heal, control the point. A little bit of stealth, good DPS, but they will be finished off. Super Gomez with a dance of the butterfly gets the triple. Absolutely crazy. Gasklin makes it a quad. And Super Gomez wiping that board there. We have lost the Moon Knight. We are now onto the Psylocke. Dosui abandoning that Lunar Force team up. And going to be moving in to try and mirror this Psylocke, to try and match the insane pressure. Hi, Venom. Surprise! You're not the only one up here, buddy. Super Gomez trading out. Rye Amazing, Dark Child. Coming in to the backline. The Loki healing is out with those AoEs to try and keep the team tanking, but they still are able to get Gale, and they're able to get Beza, and Pizza Demon. Mace goes down to Karova. 39% to 82. Solar are currently winning, but that was an absolute massacre as Nightmare take position. They take control. They were able to hold themselves in this aggressive position. Again, trying to zone the enemy team far away from the point. Make it so they have to take more time to make it. Karova has that Karmic Revival. Sending shots down lane. Trying to get those extra bursts of damage with the Cosmic Cluster to anyone who gets out of position. Hogs gets healed. Dive coming in from Goo onto Adam Warlock, who is a little bit squishy, but is able to tank through it with the thanks to the shield from Gasklin there. Toss onto the point. Shared healing. Meteor M. Karova dove once again, but is still tanking. Meteor M finds no one. Pizza healing everyone as best they can. In the meantime, Goo is still causing pressure here. Gasklin with their own Meteor M. Goo diving again onto Karova, but Karova refusing to go down. Goo is down, Pizza Demon's down, Gale is down. And that is going to be overtime being activated. The Solar try to hold this, try to delay, but overtime is ticking down. Next closest person is Venom, who might be able to make it, but it is unlikely. First round of map number 2, going over to Nightmare as we head to Frozen Airfield. Strong performance by Nightmare. That's annoying. Give me a moment. I will get us back into this as best I can. One moment, everybody.
Marshall? I fought Oni, slayed demons.
Fixed it. We are back in. Heading into round number 2 of map number 2.
30 seconds before you attack.
Nightmare. Sticking with the exact same team. No adjustments. Solar, on the other hand, they will try a little bit of an adjustment. We're going to see Gale picking up that Winter Soldier once again. Winter Soldier seems to be a win harder or not have too much effect hero, at least for Solar, when they've tried it against Nightmare in the past. If they're able to start getting these again, this could be game-changing, but there's a big if in that statement. Going to be making their way forward onto the point. Gu and Dosui leading the way due to their faster mobility.
Much better.
Trading a couple shots, landing some good ones. Looking for the right angle. If they can try and like pull someone down off that high ground, the attempt was made there. Love the attempt with that bionic hook, but not able to get it this time.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Hook back up and available. They're going to try and grab someone. They do. Not able to find it. Super Gomez on the flank. Again, shutting them down. Point going to be claimed by Nightmare. Amazing. Looking to go in. Decides against it. Instead, sidesteps to their team. Loki Clone removed from the board.
Need assistance.
Nightmare looking very strong right now. Solar, they're trying something a little different. Can they make it work? We'll stick on with Gale for a little bit. Darkchild coming out as Amazing dives in deep. Good prediction by Gale, knowing where they were most likely to teleport to. In comes Hogs as well, though. Numbers in their favor as Solar are completely aced off the board. Nightmare cleaning up here. Looking strong. Nicely done. Everything's quieted down a little bit as they're taking up defensive positions. Waiting for Solar to regroup. Making their way in. But the map is about to change. Super Gomez darts to the butterfly once again, causing damage. That backline takes a little bit of DPS there. Using the portal to relocate themselves. Gale did get the ult off, but has not been able to find any finishing blows. Meaning no resets for them. Karmic Revival coming out from Adam Warlock. There is a KO coming in from Gale, but it's not one for a reset. They're getting chased down pretty hard. Nice charge there, using the Trooper's Fist to try and lock down the front line. Meteor M from Gasklin does not find anyone, but Mace is able to take out Amazing. Hogs on Pizza Team, and Aramori gets Gale though, and that's going to be a huge amount of Solar's damage. Goo is on the Wolverine now. They've gone back to the single tank composition that worked a little bit against NTR in the past. Is going to get picked off though, as we see Nightmare holding position, 94%. Looking like we may be seeing a 2-0 in this best of 7. That's Nightmare halfway towards getting that rematch versus Mutants. Solar, they've got a little bit to go.
Another epic victory.
Nightmare are looking so strong right now, but they are going to give everything they can. They're not just fighting with the expectations of being one of the best right now. They now have something to prove. They now have a white whale, Mutants, standing in their way. This is North America, ladies and gentlemen. This is the lower bracket final, and that was game number 2. 13k healing for Aramori. Pizza Demon topping out the healing numbers once again with 14k this time. Top damage numbers going to be on Super Gomez, 12k, over 3k more than basically anyone else here. Absolutely crazy. Damage blocked. Once again, topping out at Mace. They're doing their job. They're just eating the damage, but their team needs to be doing stuff with it, or maybe Mace needs to be taking less damage, or he's blocking less damage, and positioning where their team could be more aggressive. These are the questions. Gale, last minute swap to the Punisher there at the end. Did not work out in their favor. Let's get ready for map number 3. And we are back in, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading to Shin-Shibuya. Dosui is currently hovering a Black Widow. Again, I'm pretty sure there is probably some memes happening. Adam Warlock getting target banned. It happened in the last series as well. Kurova is very good at what they do. Hela getting banned out by Nightmare. Hero secure. Gonna be the Bruce Banner. Nightmare quite predictable at this point with their initial ban rotation. It works for them, though. So far, the only team that's been able to really play around it appears to have been Mutants. Namor going to be locked in. Very interesting. Which leads us to third ban. Last ban of Solar. What's that ban? It's going to be the Iron Man. Fairly predictable. Nothing too far out from what we'd expect. This is where we get to see some flexibility. The final ban coming in from Nightmare. Leaving themselves pretty open with this. What will be the choice? Lunar Snow taken out. Interesting. So what is Kurova's next choice then? They pick Cloak and Dagger. Maximizing a little bit of extra healing output. We've already been seeing just how well it's been performed. Gale currently starting with the Punisher. Very interesting. They are on attack as Nightmare are on defense. Aramori going to be starting with Rocket Raccoon. Not too surprising. They will almost certainly switch to the Mantis, although it would be cool to see them stick with that Rocket. Nightmare. Kind of vibing. There we go. Okay, we're off. Aramori. Letting everyone get those armored packs get boosted up. And then they'll all be heading to the main point. Aramori is standing in the spawn point so that they can swap quickly. That was a split-second Scarlet Witch, but they've decided against it. And there's the Mantis. Nothing too surprising here. Interesting. Solar. They're hovering a Scarlet Witch of their own. And, oh, Star-Lord made it through the bans. I didn't even notice. Super Gomez on a Star-Lord. Those three on a Star-Lord. I didn't even notice it snuck through because they were all busy targeting out the Adam Warlock. Very fun. Portal comes out. Immediately blinded there. Very nicely done. The blind from the Cloak and Dagger. Sending Mace down to the low ground as Cloak of Levitation to get out of position. They make their way forward. Star-Lord's trading shots back and forth with those element blasters. Mace pressuring forward, trying to get the right angle, but we're struggling due to the fact that the buildings are getting broken down so fast. Super Gomez dropping low, but just believing in their healers, stays in the fight. Works on Mace, tries to whittle him down. Sees Gale in the backline. Trying to work through that Punisher. Able to take out Mace and Gale. This is looking great once again for Nightmare. They've lost Ryan Amazing, but they have full control of the point. Goo being forced to back out. It's Goo, by the way, on the Magneto this time. Usually it's been Mace. Magneto and the Doctor Strange. The classic beginning of the season duo for Asia. Mace getting pinged so effectively here. Gomez takes a little bit of damage, forced to back out. Getting targeted. Map heal is available, chooses not to take it. Here comes the ultimate coming out from Gale to try and melt through that front line, try and get themselves the right positioning. Meteor M comes in, but they tank through it thanks to Loki. Holding the line for the moment, but they can't get any pickups of their own either. Super Gomez, the only one who is currently down. In comes Hogs to give them that little bit of extra space. Use the smoke grenade to zone them out. Give their team a little bit of extra space of their own as Gaskins dropping low. Vision removed. Shotgun. Don't need to aim if you got spread fire. Baby! As Gale is going to be picking up quite a few knockouts here. Point is charging. Hogs trying to buy time, holding the point, but it's just being eaten by that shotgun. But it has bought enough time. Portal comes out. Gale sent to the high ground. A Super Gomez popping the Galactic Legend, and that's going to force Gale to back out here. Super Gomez dropping low. Galactic Legend being absolutely zoned out by Mace. Beautiful play by Mace there. Pizza Demon respawning back at base. They do have an ultimate copy at the ready. We'll keep an eye on them, see what it is. Karova poking away, doing damage as best they can. Jump forward, Pizza Demon. Okay, that might be a visual bug then, because we've still got them on charge, but it's showing as active up top. Might just be due to the fact that they died. Pizza Demon healing up as best as they can. Another vision reduction from the Cloak and Dagger with the ultimate as they dive on forwards. Trying to focus them on the backline as they're being chased way off the point, all the way back to spawn, which means it's going to be harder for them to step up with 34 seconds remaining. Looking kind of rough here for Solar. Trying to heal up. Mace is dropping low. They're in position. They've got to reset. They forced the members of NTMR, to back up. Giving them the time to reset. Get a position. Galactic Legend coming out. They're burning everything. Gale with the judge, jury, and execution. And the final judgment. Looking for the right angle, just waiting to get flanked on from behind. Can't find targets. Finally just going to focus onto that backline. They know someone is there. Aya Magamoto comes out. Gu and Aramori are both stunned in turn. Pizza Demon activating a ultimate there. They're going to be using the Mantis Soul Rejuvenation to keep the team topped up, and that might be enough. Hogs buying the time, getting pipped off though. And that's going to be the point activated. With just a few seconds left, Solar are able to get that point. Nightmare forced to reset, sent back to spawn. A little bit of trading between the Star-Lords. A little bit of damage. Not too much. Not an overcommitment here. Don't want to get caught out when basically everyone is in this upper floor. Good damage. Holding on to that Blaster Barrage. Just going to use the Galactic Legend instead. Deep in the backline. Targeted down and blasted immediately. Right, amazing. Able to snipe off Gale as they attempt to get out of danger. Pizza Demon also wiped out. Maze is able to get back onto the board. Doing some counter damage, but Right Amazing is getting healed up too hard. They've got the Dance of the Butterfly. Are they going to try and set a trap? They were spotted. It's going to wrap around. They do know they are there. Right Amazing forced to escape here. Getting chased down. Hogs. Slept. Swinging away. Taken out on the retreat here. FaZe are trying to do their best. Gale chasing up onto the high ground. We don't see too many Punishers at this level of plays, but Gale is making it work, doing some really solid damage output here. We're going to get the finishing blows. Hogs majestically flying through the air. 48 seconds left until overtime. Cart currently up to 75 meters and moving. Final Judgment coming out. Burns through the Cloak and Dagger. Dance of the Butterflies is on them, but that kicks them out. Right, amazing. Finding the opportunity, getting onto that backline. Taking out a big damage dealer. Tanking through as best they can. Galactic Legend coming out from Dosui. Are they going to be able to get that damage output without getting pinged out of the sky? The damage is there, but look, no one's really reacting. The healing output a little too strong there, Pizza Demon. It's showing us they have an ultimate, but we do not know. They do. They are dropping the Mantis healing. Soul Rejuvenation. A little bit of extra sustain. Hogs, once again, trying to force overtime. Here comes Galactic Legend for Super Gomez onto the backline. Takes out Mace through the Eye of Akamoto. That is a huge loss for Solar, as all that they have left is Dosui, as overtime ticks down, and Nightmare will secure the hold at 109 meters and 42 centimeters.
0, 2, 1.
Good performance.
Switch things up, including which side you're on.
Now, can we see a counter, a equivalent or better defense by Solar Do they swap any heroes around? Gale could stick on that Punisher, could utilize the turret that didn't really have a chance to that game due to the fact that they were getting targeted. They're going to go back to the Hawkeye. Defensive Hawkeye positioning. Dosui and Super Gomez trading out the Star-Lords. Kurova yet to select their choice. There we go. Cloak and Dagger. All about that defense for Solar right now. They've got to try and hold Nightmare back. Otherwise, it'll be match point for Nightmare, and they'll be one map away. Solar, they don't want to be in a situation where they've got to pull off a reverse sweep. Getting 3 wins in a row is significantly easier than getting 4 wins in a row. So they would definitely like to start that 4 win in a row streak right now if they could, and only make it 3. That sounded way better in my head. It came out as nonsense when it came out of my mouth.
3, 2, 1. Don't forget, securing
Let's
the
see
mission
what they
area
do.
is your top priority.
What is a hero?
Gale.
An overgrown
Pinging away. Making space. Forced to back out already, though. Being targeted down by Super Gomez is what I was going to say before Super Gomez met Jesus. Or whatever denomination they believe. Gale taking shots.
Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me.
Shots downrange. Landing some pretty reasonable hits here. Quite amazing. Dropping down. Gasklin. Diving deep into the backline. Hogs pressuring even deeper. Super Gomez forced to retreat, though, as that is a lot of damage. Gale, despite being dove so hard, is tanking. The point being held, 2 people on it, keeping it from ticking over. Here comes the ultimate. Kurova, keeping the team healed up, doing a little bit of that area of effect DPS. Blinded. And they're being kind of zoned out here, back into these windows. But Gale, uncontested damage over and over and over again. Dance of the Butterfly, a little bit harder for them to dodge. Are able to do so, though. Tank through it, but they've been forced a long way back. Gale is tanking, but their team is not on the point. Finally, they go down. And we're going to be seeing Aramori and Kurova securing the point. And now it is a game of centimeters.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Aramori keeping everyone topped up. Going to be wrapping around, making sure that they have at least one person on the point. Damage boost onto Super Gomez. And Super Gomez seems to be doing a pretty good job. Holding the line for the moment, topping up the characters. Kurova on the high ground. Wants to try and reach Hogs, but Hogs has to carry him down to get into range. That cart's moving pretty far, already halfway there. Heals coming down. Hogs in the front line, waiting for the opportunity to find someone out of position. They find it. They found Bazia with the frenzied entrance, looking to try and finish them off. Aya Magamoto comes out to the backline as well, but Hogs is tanking. Gasklin with the Meteor M, but everyone tanks through it. Galactic Legend coming out from Dosui to try and turn this game in their favor. They've been able to take out Gasklin, Hogs, Aramori, and this will be an insane defense for them. But they just burned a lot of their ultimates. Nightmare, they still have 2 of their ultimates and 3 minutes left. Plenty of time to begin making that comeback.
I need assistance.
Hogs wrapping around from the high ground. Trying to get the best spot here. Solar, they're on the point. They're trying to hold it. Hog is spotted. Frenzied entrance going in deep. Trying to get the damage output as much as they can. Forced to swing away. Reset. Wait for their opportunity. No need to just dive it in every time, especially now that Gale did have that ultimate activated. But now they're in once again onto Bazia, who sleeps them a second time. But this time, Hogs is not able to survive the initial engage. Super Gomez uses the Galactic Legend, but is forced to back away. Ryan Amazing with a dance to the Butterfly is able to get onto Dosui, but they are still quite outnumbered. In fact, they actually did pick up 2, so it might even out a little bit here. Make that 3. Ryan Amazing
Out of sight.
showing up on this Psylocke. Finds the Pizza Demon as well. They're making a lot of space right now. That car is moving. 98, 99, 100, 9 meters to go. Who can get on the point? Because Ryan Amazing right now is just picking people off one by one. 2 to 1. That is going to be 3-0 in favor of Nightmare. One game away from making their way back to the finals, where they will get their second shot against Mutants. Karova getting MVP. No stranger to that MVP spot. They're very good at what they do. As you can see here, 31,000 healing. 10k more than anyone else in the game. Damage 15k, 15k, 22k by Gale. Still showing why that Hawkeye is viable and why it does work really well. And the damage blocked. 41k by, no surprise, Mace. Really insane to see here. It does look like the targeting did work out. 9 KOs on Gale, as they did get taken out quite a few times here. 7 is the next highest, and that is on Hogs, who is constantly in the front line, mostly for diving Gale. But this is what it comes down to now. Solar need a reverse sweep, whereas Nightmare need 1 map win to find themselves into those grand finals for the first season, Season 0, Doom's Rise of the Marvel Championship Series here in the NAPC tournament. I'm Tetcher, and let's get set up for map number 4. And we are here. It is 3-0 currently in favor of Nightmare. If they win this map, they're in the grand finals. Solar, they need to pull off a reverse sweep and deny my chance to sleep. Starting off with Hela and Adam Warlock bans, this likely means we'll be seeing a Star-Lord sneaking their way back into play once again. Interesting. Nightmare locking in the Iron Man this time, not the Incredible Hulk. Wolverine. Excuse me. Going to be the save for Solar. And Solar ban Mantis. They are giving Nightmare what they want. Nightmare, what is your response to this? With their 2 standard healers taken out, do they feel comfortable letting this Iron Man fly free? They take out the Punisher, someone who could try and target down the Iron Man very effectively.
Pick your hero or villain.
There we go. Hogs on that Incredible Hulk. Ryan Amazing gonna be bringing out the Iron Man. We haven't seen it in a while. It's been banned out basically every time. It will be mirrored though. Solar, Dosui, gonna be picking up the Iron Man. Zibra will be playing Incredible Hulk. Gale on that Star-Lord back here, the Peter Quill. Sorry, I got distracted by Super Gomez likely trolling me. But I'd be excited to see it. We do not see it in competitive very often, so it would be cool. Hogs and Zibra immediately into those Incredible Hulk forms, not sticking around in that banner. I loved your guys' discussion. I forgot to actually talk about it. I loved your guys' discussion over the logic of if you should stay in Hulk form or in banner form. when you start the game. Really good logic, and the best argument I saw, I need to find out who it was. I'm going to put your name in the description. Actually, no, I'll heart your comment, because it is a good point. If your strategy includes if, then it might not be as strong as you think it is.
3, 2, 1.
And that is a good point. The idea is if you can avoid getting headshot, if you can avoid getting picked off, if you can avoid giving your opponents that ult charge. There's so many ifs of staying as banner. Whereas Hulk, you have beef, you have shields, you have value right at the start. Swinging constantly there. Interesting. You okay there, Hogs? There we go. Up to the higher ground. Leaping constantly. Gets the shield. The indestructible barrier keeping their team up and in these fights. Jumping in, clapping, and leaving. This seems to be the strategy for Hogs. Gaskin did swap last minute, by the way, onto that Doctor Strange to maximize the combo. Super Gomez is on the flank, doing some great value here. That's Ryan Amazing, dueling back and forth with the other Iron Man. Maximum pulse onto the backline, but Dosui takes out Super Gomez. Ryan Amazing does not find a target, but it's still getting massive damage output. Gale backing away, make sure they don't get picked off. As currently, Solar are taking the point and taking positioning here. Nightmare were able to get 33%. Ryan Amazing! Oh my god, please! Oh my god, that was crazy. Gale on that Namor, giving them a defensive position now that they do have control and will begin ticking up. Those indestructible guards, such good potential. And in this case, for Solar, combining it with the Magneto instead of the Doctor Strange. Not going for his maximum damage, but just maximum shields to protect the team. Pressuring. Doing some good work onto those backline members. Korova appears to have disconnected for a moment. We'll have to hope they get back in soon. Right, amazing. Dueling it out, does lose the duel to Dosui, but Dosui does get taken out on the other side. Pizza Demon. Making sure that their team keeps control. Nightmare were able to step onto it, but they haven't been able to stay there. Numbers advantage. This could be the opening that Solar need. Porter Proteus comes out, does not really land. 60%. Pizza Demon taken down. Wipes to the lower point of Nightmare, despite being a person down, are still giving it their everything here. Hogs into the backline to buy that extra time. Super Gomez with that, and, well, never mind. Sniped out of the air by Mace, who is holding down the line, keeping the point under their control. Aramori with the fate of both worlds to try and hold it. Hogs is very low, but does have the Hulk smash to try and keep themselves in this, but no, will be dropping back down into banner. Nightmare losing members, 89%. It's looking like Solar may be able to take this first round and maybe able to seize this opportunity. Gain momentum, make your way forward into the next set. Overtime being charged. Right, amazing. Trying to just be fast, trying to be mobile, buying them the time, but overtime ticks down and Solar are going to take a map point. Can Solar take advantage of this moment? Can they close this out? Korova does appear to have reconnected. And will have the opportunity to make their way back in. Yes, they have. But Solar, they now have momentum. They have the opportunity to close out this map and put themselves back into the series with a point on the board. Gale on that Namor. Dosui has been playing a really solid Iron Man this game, showing that Ryan Amazing does not have the monopoly on Iron Man. Aramori utilizing the combo, gave the team a couple shields, and now onto that Lunar Snow. Waiting for the portal. straight to the high ground on the objective. They will take positioning. Once again, Solar, no portal as they have stuck with the Magneto once again, trying to keep that team shielded. Maximize defense. Hogs diving into the background. Horde of Proteus comes out, stuns out too as Gaston getting focused down very hard here, will get eliminated. Aramori holding the position though as it does active. They're trying to keep a hold of it. Hogs forced to back out, being held as we're seeing Solar starting to step onto the point. Pete's team with the fate of both worlds, keeping them zoned out. Great dive from the side of Zibra, who is going to Hulk smash to make sure they've got the hit points. They're diving onto Ryan Mazing, going to try and just chase them down and take them out here. Ryan Mazing getting dove super hard there. Lovely bit of radioactive stun there. Zebra forced to back out. They took a little too much damage there. The radioactive lockdown, hitting an Iron Man with that. Not an easy feat. Amazing. Melting a lot of those aquatic dominions. Meteor M absorbed. Beautifully done. Blocks. No one going down to that. Amazing. Dropped the pulse. Gaskin took out Dusui. Super Gomez getting onto Phasia with the Galactic Legend as Amazing is melting through the rest of that front line. The Hulk is buying as much time as they can, but that is going to be Solar wiped off the point, and Nightmare getting their first percentage of map number 4. Sorry, first percentage of round 2 of map 4. Hulk being activated. Ryan Mazing shooting away from the high ground, getting as much value as they can. Dosui flying low to avoid catching strays, but they have a big damage output getting that Magneto shield, and they do have that Plasma Pulse. Forced to fly down though, getting sniped out of the air by Ryan Mazing. Pizza Demon also getting taken out, and suddenly Nightmare are in full control once again. They're pressuring forward, trying to keep Solar away from the point. 36%. Solid damage output, but we'll be backing away a little bit. Diving forward, a little bit of damage from Hogs. Forced to retreat after that, though, immediately. The Predator minions absorbing a lot of these hits. Gamma enhanced Maelstrom of Magic as Gaskin is pushing forward. Horde of Proteus blocked by Gaskin, but it does land onto Hogs. Plasma Pulse comes out. Kurova is taken out by Zebra on the backline. First pickup. Plasma Pulse in response by Amazing! Picks up the double as Super Gomez gets one. Mace is taken out by Hogs, as is Gale. And that is going to be... They're just going to stun lock Zibra. Keep them in that banner form. Keep them stunned down. Really try and delay. Really try and stagger those respawns. Give yourselves much more time. With 90% on the point, it's now going to be ages before Zebra's back. Although that will help. Portal coming out from Solar. Mace swapping onto that Doctor Strange. This will give Zebra a chance to come back in, but already Gale and Dosui have been taken out. Pizza Demon is trying to buy time on the overtime. Zebra on the point as well, trying to hold it, trying to delay, trying to buy time. They have that Hulk smash, but they don't get it in time. Down into Banner, and with them down, it is very unlikely that anyone will be able to hold this point. Gale can't even make it. The score evens up on map number 4. It literally could not be closer to the edge right now for SOLARISHFC. If they lose a single round, they are out now. If they win, the reverse sweep could continue. No pressure, everybody. Are we seeing any hero swaps? Looks like Mace back onto that Magneto. They seem to have the preference. Amori, armor, jetpacks, gifts for the team. Then we'll likely be swapping back onto that Lunar Snow.
I don't think I could handle the pressure of the Dark Force.
Waiting it out. The calm before the storm. Is that a jetpack Hulk?
3, 2,
That might have been a jetpack Hulk. I'm scared.
all you need to do is capture the mission
That was,
area.
yep,
Got it?
sure.
따스한 하얀 눈으로 널 감싸 안아.
There's the portal. Oh, a little bit stuck, but they're making it in. Hogs up high, trying to find the right angle to see if they can take out that Iron Man early, which they do. Hulk punching Iron Man out of the air with that elimination. Trying to get onto the right angle, but they're going to get blinded out super fast here. Galactic Legend already coming up. Ryan Mazing has been sniped out of the air. Super Gomez getting stunned out, but they're still getting good DPS here. They're able to take out Pizza Demon. Knocked down, though, by Zebra.
I like the cold.
Hogs continuing to be a constant force. Meteor M. Hogs goes to punch it. A meteor of metal by the master of magnetism. What does Hogs do? Leaps into the air and punches it. Absolute god level stuff. Plasma Pulse comes out, finds nothing. Zebra in that Hog smash as Hogs is sailing back and forth, making sure that their team can get some point percentage. They are getting it, but it's not a lot. They're forced to dance off immediately here. Able to take out Brazier on the back line, but now Hogs left alone in that banner form, though, able to avoid getting picked off here. Makes their way into the back. Already 66% of their way towards that ultimate charge. Sending in the shots. Gaskin blocking Dosui with those Iron Man shots to try and get that damage output. Hogs is back in play. The indestructible barrier. Making their way forward, pressuring. Has Hulk smash, diving in deep. That was an Eye of Agamotto coming out as Gaskin takes out Brazier. Ryan Mazing has got Mace. And they're looking really good right now. Nightmare already up to 50%. That's a big old choke point, and there is an Iron Man here. You've got to be careful. One wrong moment, and Ryan Mazing could end this all. Sending those repulsive blasts. Here comes the Unibeam. Maximum pulse only onto the backline, but we do still lose Ryan Mazing getting picked off here early on. Dosui gets stunned down. Gaskin is trying to buy time, trying to delay. They're holding onto the point, 79%. No one is able to get close to the point due to how far up Nightmare are playing once again. But we are seeing an attempt coming out as Zebra will buy time, and they've, even if they haven't been able to get the overtime, they've at least bought space. Portal coming out. Oh, they're gonna try it. They tried. I don't know if they got any. Keep an eye on the kill feed. See if they're able to snipe anyone. Gale took out Ryan Mazing as Super Gomez takes out Gale. Mace gets Super Gomez. Hogs on Pizza Demon as Gasklin is holding the point this entire time but gets knocked down here. Hogs on the point, holding it in overtime. And they just need 1%. They need to force the members of Solar off of that point. Into that Hulk smash. Get them off the point. Get that overtime ticking. Solar have claimed the point, but Hogs is still here, still doing damage. Down into Puny Banner. The indestructible guard. Hogs is holding as hard as they can. Once again, leaping onto Iron Man to snipe them out of the air. And it looks like we may be seeing Nightmare closing this out as Hogs, with the hyper aggression on that Hulk, is going to secure the final round, and that will be a 4-0 victory for Nightmare. They move on to the finals to play against Mutants. Hogs well-deserved MVP there. 100% well-deserved. Absolutely crazy scenes at the end there. 24k damage blocked. Gasklin did beat them there with 34. Finally overtaking Mace. The healing. 26k healing. It's actually a fairly low healing game by the looks of it. Aramori comes out on top there with the Lunar Snow. And in terms of damage, Likely going to be one of the Star Lords or the Iron Men. Oh, it's close actually. Amazing with 20,692. Gale takes it by about 40 to 50 damage with 20,730. So Gale topping out the damage there. 3 final hits, 15 eliminations. Zimbra actually being their team's main eliminator. On the other side, similar story. Hogs being the main final hitter for the team. Amazing, tied with them. Super Gomez right behind them. An amazing job there. Gasklin with 12k damage. Less than Mace. And Mace spent a chunk of the previous series playing the Magneto, which did seem to work in their favor, but they absorbed equal amounts of damage. So I guess the question is, did you want to protect your front line with the extra shielding from Magneto, so your backline when they like fly up into the air with people like the Iron Man, or is that extra damage from the Gamma Maelstrom going to give you that value you need to close out a series? That's what it comes down to. But folks, in case you haven't noticed, the way I am doing this is I will do each region in turn so that you get the whole story at once instead of my usual spattering of games. So, tomorrow, it will be the North American PC Grand Finals between Nightmare and Mutants. Make sure to tune in for that. Make sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you can see when that game goes up. Make sure to leave a comment. Make sure to like the video. Keep me up in the algorithm. I get a little bit of money from YouTube ads. I am no longer a non-profit caster, but I am not hired by Marvel or paid or even supported by them in any way, despite applying for the partner program. So all the support I get is from all of you. So thank you everyone so much for your kind words. I hope you enjoyed today's game, and I hope you're excited for tomorrow. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.